What is good, guys? Charles from Team COG coming at you guys here with another new video series called The Road to the CCS. So some of you might not even know what the CCS is, so that's what I'm going to tell you guys what it is. So the CCS is a Colorado Championship Series, and it's going on amongst this plague that's been happening. So it's a very limited event, as in like the amount of people that get there, you have to pre-enter, and I pre-entered, and it's kind of the closest thing to a big event that we can get in my current area. So now comes the question is if I'm going, I'm actually, huge shout out to the guys there. I'm actually supplying first and second place prizes to help, to help support the channel and to get the channel's name more out there, and also help to kickstart this, this gathering, this group. They hope to have dreams of it to be something like the PPG and something like ARG, but it's going to be its own like ran circuit. So, regardless, it's going to be an 80-some man event, I think, or 30s. It's somewhere between 30 and 80, I believe. There is a cap due to the current, health requirements, but that is okay. So now it comes down to deciding what deck to play. And I know some of you guys are like, well, that shouldn't be a struggle for you, but it really is. As much as I love playing my Crusadias, I have a few other decks that I'd like to take the event and try to do good with. Most notably, let's go ahead and start off with the first deck, and you guys are going to kind of help me decide, or you guys can comment down below which one you think I should take, and I'll have a poll pop up after this video. You guys can help vote and help me decide which one I want to take, or help me decide on why I should take one. So to start out, the first deck here is, bam, Crusadia. So Crusadia in itself is the deck that, I have a few pros and cons. I love the deck. The deck has got me the most success, it earned me 2 regional invites. And coincidentally, I didn't get to go to one, and COVID hit, prevented me from going to this current year, but I'll be able to follow up the following year when tournament and legal play start happening. So without it performing and giving me the most success, I am the most familiar with this deck. I know this deck's combos inside and out, and on top of that, it's super strong, guys. As much as people want to say it is a strong, very strong deck, regardless of which variant you want to play, the deck is super strong. It's also very versatile in the way in which it goes. You can go first or go second, which is something I really look forward to decks, or to a strategy that's not like a complete control deck, is how good is it first or going second. Of course, we all know Crusadia is really good at going second because Mathmech Go Burr is pretty good. However, though, some of the bad things about this deck is that it is very normal summon reliant. If your normal summon ends up getting habaneroed or conquistadored, you kind of lose. And that's just something that some decks have weaknesses like this, and the normal summon is just super important. The deck can personally play through 1 to 2 interruptions, if not more, depending on the hand, as most decks should be able to. However, some decks kind of fall short. Like some decks, if you don't have the right hand, you're going to eat that hand trap. You're going to be able to have to pass. And very so with Crusadia, it's very well like that. Crusadia, however, is very well known, and that kind of allows it to lose a little bit of an edge. Yes, it's not that known, but it is well known enough that people know what it does or know particular points in its combo, so they know what to hit and how to stop it. But at the same time, since it's not that well known, when you go against someone who does not know what it does, Mathmech Go Burr, guys. Mathmech Go Burr. So there's Crusadia. For the next deck, we have Mathmech. So Mathmech is, of course, the second deck I have built. I really, really like this deck. However, let's go ahead and it has a strong going first and going second, thankful to generic Cyber support. And not to mention that it is not normal summon reliant. There are certain cards that allow you to practically go off without conducting your normal summon. However, there are certain cards such as Balance Lord, that allow you to get 2 additional normal summons. So if you normal summon, make a play, and they stop that play, you're not just out of the creek without a paddle. You technically have another normal summon that you can conduct. And then another thing about this deck that I really, really like is that it plays Ibli. And this is like a list I've transferred to, and I will kind of go over this a little bit more in detail. People who don't know what Ibli is, Ibli the Nightmare Corruptor. When you normal summon this card, you can special summon from graveyard, yada yada yada. But what's the most important thing is when this card leaves the field and it goes to your opponent's side of the field, and they can only special summon monsters by link summoning. So yes, if they play a link 1 that they can link this into, like Al Mirage or Link Disciple, then yeah, it happens. But if they don't, they have to normally summon another monster to make a link 2, and the deck plays enough control, or enough control-esque points of view, I guess, I'm struggling to find the word for it, that it can normally resolve the issue. So then they're forced to crash with the Ibli, dealing damage. And most of the times you have IP Masquerena, which goes into Avermax, which means the Ibli has to attack Avermax, which means you can practically deal, I think, 6,000 damage, which is quite crazy, because I think Ibli attacks an Avermax, which is 3,000. Activate Avermax to gain another 3,000. He becomes 6,000. And that could be me not totally remembering Avermex's full effect. So if not, they're taking 3,000 or taking 6,000. Regardless, they're taking a substantial amount of damage. So then the only bad thing about this deck, and that's something else, I guess, the deck has a lot of special summons. Like 3 of the best monsters in the deck just special summon themselves for free. And I also plan to take this deck to a box tournament in the next week or so. So I'll hopefully be able to have a tournament report and talk to you guys about that on the tournament report and go more in detail on the next road to the CCS. But it also loses steam on the turn 3 follow-up, which is something I noticed while playing the deck, is that it really does lose steam. After the turn 3, you do not have a lot of gas left in your hand or a lot of gas left on the field that you can win. That's where certain turn 3 follow-ups, such as making Final Sigma, or just kind of like continually pushing with Avermex, is kind of what you need to do. But that's one of the bad things about it. You don't get to like search out any recursion or anything. You're kind of left to the top deck of it. And that's just kind of how the deck plays. It has 2 to 3 card combos that just kind of steamroll into using your whole hand. It's just the deck's design. And then also, let's also not forget that Final Sigma Nuts is just busted. That card gets put in the extra monster zone. If they cannot out it, they cannot out it. It's almost another Avermex on top of having Avermex himself. Something to note about this card is it is only 3,000, which means that Dragoon and everything can potentially run over it very easily. And that does kind of happen. Avermex is definitely the better part to have, but there is some difficult or big brain combo plays and strategic plays you have to make in the deck, which causes me to like the deck and enjoy the deck. Also, being able to Trishula your opponent during their turn, and then you have an Omni Negate during their turn is super good. And let's also not forget that Albertian is a very good rank 4. Moving on for the final choice that I have. The final choice I have is Zephra. So Zephra is... Zephra is, I've played this deck way back when Electrolyte was, still around. So Zephra is the one deck I have the least experience with on this list here, but it's the deck that I really kind of want to take because of how powerful it is. This deck has completely gone under the radar, and when people think of Pendulum, they think of Triff, Gaming, 20 negates, let's go, but that's not what Zephra do. Zephra is a combo / control deck that they have certain 1 to 2 card combos that allow you to abuse the Pendulum mechanic, and then you're controlling the game with cards like Zephra War, Zephra Divine Strike, Path of the Yang Zing, and then Zephra Path itself. Or 9 Pillars of the Yang Zing and then Zephra Path, excuse me. And then you're just continually reoccurring that same Pendulum summon over and over and over, doing aggressive plays with Synchro Summoning. You can also make VFD in the deck, which is not super important, but it is an option that you are available to make. And then on top of that, you're just able to, like I said, control with your traps, and then able to put up like powerful monsters. And then they also have access to one of the most slept on level 6 synchros, which is Metaphys Horus. Metaphys Horus is practically the entire deck's out to Dragoons, which of course you always got to keep that in mind. Since Konami did not hit Dragoons, because to be completely honest with you, and it's gonna kill me to say it, Dragoons wasn't a problem at the moment, and I don't even think Dragoons is a problem now. But Dragoons is just something you have to keep in mind because 2 dark monsters make Verte. You just lost to a Dragoon. It doesn't matter how well you're planned for it. So to talk about it is very consistent too. 3 Zephra War, 3 Zephra Providence. You can actually play a Imagine Lean and Puddingcessor engine, which allows you to get to your Zephyr Wrath, which is the best card in the deck. So there's 3, 6, 9, 12 ways to get to your 1 card starter or 2 card starters. Well, it takes 1 card to get to Zephyr Wrath, and Zephyr Wrath is the main big thing of the deck. So yeah, guys, so there we go. This is the list of decks that I have, I want to play. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I ask you guys, if you're hardcore Crusadia fans, step out of the Crusadia book and just look at all the 3 decks you want me to play. If you truly want me to play Crusadia, then the masses have spoken. However, if you guys would like to see me play Mathmech or Zephra, comment down below and let me know the reason why. And let me know about your guys' experience. And also, guys, please remember, hit that join button if you haven't already. I meant to do this in the beginning, but totally forgot. But hit that join button, become a member of the Crusade. Also, since we're at the end of the video, if you enjoyed it, give me a like and subscribe. Or comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see me do different. So, this is Charles from Team COG, signing out.